In recent days, protests and demonstrations appear in many big cities around the world, most of them related to the latest restrictions and imposing of the COVID vaccine passports. Meanwhile, the residents and visitors of Frankfurt, Germany, witnessed something completely different. On Saturday, an uplifting and peaceful music filled the busy streets of the big city, which is also home to the European Central Bank. Hundreds of Falun Dafa practitioners from all over Europe gathered at Rossmark Square for a special parade that spanned throughout the city center. Their goal was to demonstrate the peacefulness and beauty of the practice and to expose to the world the brutal persecution Falun Gong is facing in China for over 22 years. At the forefront of the parade was the European Tian Guo marching band, a unique composition of musicians from more than 10 European countries and from different walks of life, ages, and ethnicities. They performed original pieces as well as classics like Ode to Joy and the triumphal march from Verdi's Aida. Their light-hearted performance and joyful music won the applause from roadside audience as the group marched through the crowded streets. The musicians were closely followed by a procession of banner displays, informing people what Falun Dafa is and displaying facts about the terrifying situation the practitioners in China are facing under communist rule for more than 2 decades. Ladies in solemn white dresses were holding pictures of Falun Gong practitioners who were killed during the persecution for refusing to give up their beliefs. Although the number of pictures was not small, according to official data, thousands more have lost their lives. A traditional Chinese waist drum team followed closely behind in their unique eye-catching golden costumes. Their harmonized movements, uplifting beat, and genuine smiles caught the attention of many bystanders who took the chance to take some pictures. After the display boards exposing the torture methods and the gruesome organ harvesting that the Falun Gong practitioners have become victims of, the inspiring performance of the waist drum group was bringing an important message, that even in the darkest hour, there is always hope. It was the perfect ending of a parade of such scale. German parliament members Uli Nissen and Oliver Stirbjock sent letters of support for the parade. Nissen said that while she regretted not being able to attend the event in person, she expresses her solidarity and appreciation to Falun Gong practitioners. She says, "I deeply admire your courage to keep bringing attention to the situation in China and the serious human rights violations for so many years. As always, I stand firmly with you in your fight against persecution." Stirbjock said in his letter, "Within the framework of the European Magnitsky Act, the European Commission and the German government must finally act to bash the CCP's soft underbelly and hold its regime's associates personally accountable." Falun Gong, also known as Falun Dafa, is a spiritual practice based in the Buddhist tradition. Its core principles are truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance, and contains 5 sets of meditative exercises. In 1999, there were over 100 million people practicing Falun Gong in China. Because of its growing popularity, the leader of the Chinese Communist Party at that time, Jiang Zemin, ordered the practice to be eradicated. Since then, millions have been detained in prisons and labor camps. Thousands have been abused and tortured to death. In March 2020, the Independent China Tribunal, chaired by Sir Geoffrey Nice, concluded that in China, forced organ harvesting from prisoners of conscience has been practiced for a substantial period of time involving a very substantial number of victims. He says, forced organ harvesting has been committed for years throughout China on a significant scale, and Falun Gong practitioners have been one and probably the main source of organ supply.